All right, so let's talk about investing. That's really one of our favorite things to talk about.
Absolutely. Okay, so my biggest question, Tonya, is all right, I'm an investor. I've got a little bit of cash. Actually, let's go two different strategies here.
Okay.
I've got no cash, and then I've got a little bit of cash. So two different persons. I want to collect 20 rentals within the next 2 years. How do I do it? And let's start with the guy with the cash.
Well, okay, so there's different ways you can buy investments. You can buy investments under your personal name.
Okay.
Now, in doing that, though, you're going to have to put down 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So
the guy with 20%, he's got that first initial 20%.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to have to do it that way. The other thing you can do is form an LLC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to have the income on your tax returns to show that for a bank to, do it under your LLC also.
Okay.
So, but those are kind of two different ways. I mean, most banks though are going to require on investment properties 20% down.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that you can do it, really, if you're not going to put a lot down, is to buy it as your personal home.
Okay.
So, my daughter bought a house and they did an FHA loan, which is a government loan, so 3.5% down. They lived in the house for just a few months and then they decided, well, we want to buy another house.
Mm-hmm.
So they rented that one.
Okay.
And then they bought another house and just put down 3.5%.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're going to live in that house for, a year or so and then keep that one as a rental. Mm-hmm. So that's the best way to do it without putting a lot of money down. The only thing is every time you're buying another house, you're having to still put down, that minimum, usually 3 to 3.5% down, depending on the loan type, unless you are military. And you can do a VA loan for 100% down.
Okay. All right. So I think you're going the house hacking method, where buying a property, living in it, and then within a year or two, turning around, renting it out, and then buying another one, and then just kind of rinse and repeat.
Yes. Well, there's also the BRRRR method, which you can probably tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the BRRRR method, both these strategies do have loan limits as far as how much you can take out or how much a bank is going to give you until they say, okay, you have $1 million worth of mortgage debt. Even though your rental properties are still balancing out, we can't give you any more. So at some point, traditional financing does come to an end, so you have to get creative. But BRRRR, which that process is basically just buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. So BRRRR. I love that strategy because honestly, if you can find a great property, let's say you find a property for $40,000. So you bought it for $40,000. You know that with a little bit of work, you can turn that into a $100,000 property. So what that looks like, you put in $10,000 of work into the property. You refinance it. So when you refinance something, you're allowed to take up to 80% of the equity of the property. So when you refinance it, you're able to take up to $80,000. So you pay back the note on all the repairs that you did. So really and truly, you're walking away with about, you had 50 in it, you refinanced it for 80. You pulled out 30,000 cash, that is tax-free cash, that you can now put into another property. And so you do that, over time, you've collected a nice little empire of rental properties that honestly, the cash that you put into it was your initial down payment from that first property. And so you're just 1030. Well, you can do a 1031 tax exchange for bigger ones, but that's an excellent strategy that you can utilize there.
Yeah, so that's how we've done a lot of ours. I mean, I've had a lot of investors that have bought it with just putting the 20% down, like I was talking about at first. For us, we did a few with a 20% down, and then we started buying houses like we were going to flip. Mm-hmm. And, we would redo them, and then we would go back to the bank and say, hey, we've decided that we're going to keep this as a rental. And so they would do a refinance, but we had to have that 20% investment still, but with the repairs, usually we still would. Mm-hmm. So just like kind of what you were talking about. So exactly. I think that having a rental portfolio is so great. For me, I don't understand stocks. I just don't. So, but I understand houses. It's easier for me to see. And one of the greatest things that I was told a couple of years ago was, whenever you have a kid, buy a rent house, or, you know, move, but keep that other house as a rental. And then whenever that kid graduates from high school, you can always sell that, and that would pay for college or weddings, or, you know, or keep it, and, you know, that's part of your retirement. So
Absolutely.
so many people just, you know, they come up to me and they'll say, I just don't have a retirement plan at all. And so I love sitting down with people and, you know, figuring out, so how can we help you buy some investment properties? So that's something you've been really good at too.
Well, my goal is still hit, 50 properties, 50 rental properties by the time I'm 35. So I've got 4 more years left. I sold my triplex, so I've got I got to catch up on some doors. So, but no, it's nonetheless like these are some really cool methods that have worked, that we've obviously used, and you know, they come out with great leverage. So highly recommend those.
So if you want any more information on buying investment properties, just send us a message.